Okay, greetings everyone, and welcome to our online freshman composition course. This is English Composition 1101, Section 14. My name is Jan Baer, and I'll be your instructor for the next 16 weeks. I've been at Normandale. This is actually my 11th year. I've been in the reading department the whole time, and then just most recently, the last 3 or 4 years, I've also been teaching in the English department. I love my job, I love Normandale, and I love this class. We're going to have such a good time. So let's get started. The first thing I want to talk about is the syllabus. The syllabus for our class is considered a contract between me and you, so it's really important that you read it because you need to know what you're agreeing to. So I'm going to exit out of this program and I'm going to find the syllabus. Actually, I want to talk a little bit because I've used a program called Piktochart for our syllabus, and you'll notice on D2L there's two versions of the syllabus. One is a Word document, so you can print it if you want to, but there's also an online link that'll take you to this document on Piktochart. Piktochart's one of my favorite programs. They also have a free version, so I encourage you at any time you need to make some kind of infographic to check it out. All right, so let me talk briefly through the syllabus, and I am going to trust that you're going to read it and let me know if you have any questions. The first thing to talk about is the fact that my name is Jan, but my email is Janice. So just make sure that you understand that my full name is Janice, and that's what's used in my email account. So when you need to email me, it's important to remember that. My office is L1757, and my phone number is listed here. Please get in touch with me whenever you need to. I am here to help you. Okay, as far as what you need for course materials, there is no textbook for this class. The only thing you're required to purchase is the serial podcast transcript that's available at the Normandale bookstore. Now, I do want you to know that you can get the transcript online for free. And while some students tried that last semester, the ones that actually went and bought the transcript were way better off because you're going to need it. And a lot of the students that didn't buy it and just used the online transcript really struggled, ended up printing entire episodes of the podcast and really regretted not buying it. So just go buy it. All right, the next thing I want to point out here are my office hours. This is when I'm available on campus, but know that for you all, since this is an online course, I'm trusting that you don't have necessarily a traditional schedule, so I am available by appointment. Just email me or call. All right, the next thing on here is the Common Course outline for English composition. Know that this is the same Common Course outline for every single section of English 1101. Know that every instructor on campus is required to meet the qualifications outlined in this outline, but that we can do it in whichever way we see fit. That's why my freshman composition class will be very different from another instructor's class. Okay, so please read over this so you know kind of what kind of trouble we're going to be getting into this semester. The next, I'm going to go over some course policies. The first thing I'm going to talk about is attendance. You need to keep up with class. That involves logging in at least 3 times a week. Now, this week it's hopefully Monday, and that is the day because that's the day classes started, you logged on Monday. I'm going to recommend that you log on every single Friday because Friday is when the next week opens for the course schedule. So for example, this Friday, week 2 will open at 9 a.m. So my class runs Friday to Friday. So this week 1 is the only week where you might feel a little bit squished because you have to get all of the assignments done between today and Friday. But in the future, the new week opens Friday at 9, and then you have until the following Friday to get your work done. Work is always due at 11:30. Every single assignment due at 11:30 on Friday. There are a few exceptions, but I'll make sure those are clear throughout this semester. Know that discussion boards are the only thing that has a little bit different due date. There's also a Wednesday due date. That's when you'll have initial posts due, and replies will be due on Friday. We'll cover that when we go over the course schedule, but in general, you should be logging in on Fridays for the new week that's opened. That way you can print the course schedule and see what you have to do. You should be logging in on Wednesday for any discussion board initial posts that are due, and you should be logging in on Friday to make sure that you turn in your homework. All of the discussion boards and the assignment folders close at 11:30. There are no extensions. If you miss it, you're done. That's it. So make sure you get your work in on time. All right, the next thing I want to point out is that federal law requires me to report you. If you stop attending class, I am required to report you to the registrar, and I will be doing that if a certain amount of time goes by and you haven't checked in or done any of the work. So please make sure you're constantly checking in and you're constantly communicating with me so I don't think you disappeared. All right, I'll let you look at the behavior and disability services information. As far as academic dishonesty, you can read this here, but I'm just going to tell you, don't cheat. I will catch you. I will turn you into the dean of students. It will go on your record. I won't feel bad about it. Don't cheat. It cheats you, me, the other students, the school. Don't do it. Okay? Don't even try it. Students that try it, I catch you. I'm used to it. I've seen it. Don't try it. All right. As far as technology expectations, this is an online class, and I'm assuming you wouldn't have taken one unless you knew what you were doing. If you're having any trouble throughout the semester with any of the programs that we'll be using, I trust that you'll ask me or you'll come into the ITS help desk for help. All right, next there's a mental health statement, a pregnancy and parenting statement, a satisfactory academic progress statement. You can read those at your leisure. As far as grading goes, there are 2 ways that I grade you this semester. 30% of your final grade is made up of assignment completion. That means that you completed the discussion boards, you did your informal writing, you did smaller writing assignments, you submitted all of your drafts, and you completed your curiosity quests. That makes up 30% of your final grade. The meat of your grade, 70%, are the 3 writing units. First, we have a personal narrative unit that's worth 20% of your grade. Then there's a rhetorical mode essay unit. That's 30% of your grade. It actually takes us 8 weeks to get through this unit. It's a big one. So it's worth 30% of your grade. Then the argument unit is the last 3 weeks of the semester. There are 2 10% assignments that make up 20% of your final grade. The final grading curve is listed here. If you need extra help, come see me. Students that do well in freshman composition, whether it's online or face-to-face, they go see their instructors. Come see me. I'm here to help you. I'd love to meet you and I want to help you. So please come and see me in my office. If you can't do that, go to the Writing Center. It's on the 2nd floor of College Services, or use the Tutoring Center. A nice place to study on campus is the Reading Lounge. It's right outside my office, and then I'm here to help you. Finally, here are the important dates. So it's important you look at the syllabus. Make sure you ask me questions if you have any. All right, so the next thing I'm going to talk about are the units, which I have mentioned on the syllabus. The first 3 you'll recognize. The last thing here I haven't talked about too much. Serial is our main textbook for the class. It is a podcast. There are actually 3 seasons of Serial. We are only going to be listening and talking about season 1. This is about a case it's a true crime case. A man named Adnan Syed was convicted of murdering his girlfriend in high school. Her name was Hayman Lee. And he has been in jail even though he's maintained his innocence since 1999. So this true crime podcast, Serial Season 1, covers that case. It covers kind of what happened and what has happened since. So we will be listening to the podcast, studying it, responding to it, and using it as a springboard for all of our other writing. So I hope you enjoy it. Most students love it. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is the course schedule. I have done everything that I can think of to make make the course run as smoothly and clearly as possible. So one of the things I'm going to ask you to do every single week, when you log in on Friday after 9 a.m. and the new week has opened, I want you to find these course schedules. They're always orange and they always outline every single thing you have to do for the week. There's even a check it off column where you can check off everything you've done in the order that you've done it. Know that these boxes correspond with the folders on D2L, so everything should be pretty seamless and easy to find and easy to follow. But use this so you know what you have to do and you check off that you've done it. It's a recommendation you print these every week. I use them. I recommend that you do also. So that brings me to how we're going to use D2L. This is a screenshot of the week 1 Introduction to Freshman Comp. You can see here are all the different folders for everything you have to do for week 1. So I'm going to exit out of the presentation now and I'm going to go into D2L and kind of show you what that all looks like. So if we start, I'll just start at the home page of our course. Here it is. So obviously you already found this and you already clicked here because that led you to this video. Now, I want you to please use the content tab that's up in the upper left-hand corner. And when you get there, I want to just kind of show you a couple things. First, the general course information is the first thing here. The syllabus is here. And also the course schedule for week 1, that orange schedule I just showed you, is also here. All the other weeks will be uploaded as we go, and so you'll see those throughout the semester. You don't ever need to click on here again if you don't want to, because all of these files are also in the weeks, so you won't need to click here. The serial podcast links are all here. You can always go in and click the episode here, but no, it's also there's a folder in each week for each episode, so you probably won't ever need to click here either. One thing I do want to show you is the transcript is here. You have to do a little bit of clicking to get into it, but once you do, the free transcript is here. Okay, then here is the personal narrative. This is all the files for our first unit, but again, know that you probably won't ever need to use this folder because everything you need is given to you as you need it in the weeks. So if I were you, I would not worry about these first couple folders, and I would scroll down till you get to week 1. And I would click on the weeks, and you can see them all listed here all the way up to week 16. Everything is here, and I would go by weeks. I would use the weekly folders to get through the course. So when you get to week 1, you'll notice that the very first folder you'll see is the Freshman Composition Orientation. When you get there, here's the video you're listening to now. Here is part 2. You're going to have to listen to that one next. And then I did a small D2L tutorial that just kind of helped you understand how to make a discussion board post, how to get into the assignment folder, things like that. Oh, and there is something I want to show you. I'm going to have to remember to come back to that. Then there's also, here's the PowerPoint presentation that you saw me using earlier. And here again is your orange course schedule. So you can see everything is there. The course syllabus is in its own folder next. And then here's the introduction board that you're going to start with this week, where you introduce yourself to everyone else in the class, and then you reply to all your peers so that we can build a community and get to know each other. And then I've added some Normandale created resources to help you on D2L. Okay, so then once you are looking at all of this, then you want to go into the next part, which is Serial Episode 1. And here you can see that here's the link to the episode. Again, really, if you go by week 1, it will navigate you through each one of these folders. And these folders correlate with the orange course schedule that'll lead you through everything that you need to know. So, please let me know if you have any questions, but hopefully it's really easy to use this way, I hope. Okay, now the next thing I want to talk about is VoiceThread. VoiceThread is a program where I create a PowerPoint, I upload it to this program, and then I can talk over the slides. It's just a fun way for me to deliver content to you. What else I like about it is you can see here, you can comment. So I can ask you questions and you can answer on VoiceThread. So it's an awesome program. So I'm going to need you to go ahead and register. If you look back at the week 1 folder, you'll notice that there's a whole folder for VoiceThread. Here's a screenshot. You can just fill out this information and register. And then there's also a link to all the tutorials. That way you can go and you can learn how to comment on a video, how to create a VoiceThread, how to share it, all those kinds of things. So please make sure you check out VoiceThread. I think you're going to like it. Okay, and I think this is where my next video picks up. So I'm going to actually get out of this now and just make sure you see. Here's the VoiceThread sign up. So if you click on this, you'll see that here's a link to VoiceThread. Right? You're just going to click register up here, fill this out, click register, make sure you're not a robot. I would recommend using your Normandale email to do that. And then the other link was to the tutorials. And they're all different videos. So if you click on that, you'll see here are all the different tutorials, all the videos to teach you how to use VoiceThread. So again, make sure you register, set up your account because you're going to use VoiceThread all semester. Okay, this is the end of my very first video. You're going to want to move on to part 2 after this, and we're going to keep moving along.